sorry about that. I had some weird technical difficulties.
Let's do this.
So I'm still actually having, I had like a cookie problem on my browser, so I couldn't actually verify that the video wasn't working. I looked on my phone, looked fine, and King Philip says it's fine, so we'll move forward with that. So, good thing it's, good thing that I came on early, so I wasn't rushed, because now it's a whole new thing that never happened before. Alright, so, starting from the top, where are we at so far this year? So at least in terms of live streams, we won in January, won in February, we lost in March, won in April, and then last month I lost, and that one was frustrating because I pretty much fell for the same damn trap that happened in March. It was just a tight range, and we had to wait a long time for it to even break out, and I kept getting fooled inside of a range. In terms of the year overall, I lost in March, but we've won every month. But this month has been a little bit tough. I started off great first couple of days, and then the wins have been tiny, and then I had 2 top losses last week. One of the reasons why this month has been so difficult is just really odd events happening out of nowhere. So the Black Swan event of Elon Musk and Trump having a spat on Twitter. This was that large dump on Tesla, and then we had an inside bar, and then they bounced it, and they bounced it past the point of the drop-off. Looks like we might have a little bit of a rejection here, because we hit a top, and then we retested it and failed, so that's a possible continuation lower. But you gotta be wary because of the strength that they put in there, so it makes it a little bit difficult. And NVIDIA's been annoying because I've been inside of this breakout area, and it just hasn't broken out. This piece of shit has been stuck in a range. Looks like it's just about to break out. So this might be a thing that we look at today. And then I also have been trying to add in a couple of new stocks for the rotation just to take a look at, since we've been stuck in a range and doing nothing. And one of those is Boeing. And guess what happened yesterday? We had a fucking plane crash. So the breakout that Boeing was about to have, that got hit by another Black Swan event. So fuck. It did break out, to be fair, and then it was about to retest, and then the plane crash. So it happens in the news, definitely. Not all the time, but sometimes it definitely ruins the analysis. Especially whenever Trump tweets, it's so funny that meme is so correct. Like, my tweets are better than your technical analysis, which is so damn true. Anything he says just kind of makes the whole market flip-flop. So, where are we at in terms of today? Let me go through the rounds here. But we're still hanging in there, we're still surviving. We haven't had a real... We need a couple of good breakout months, and we had one in February, but because I lost the subsequent month, it's still a grind. So we're improving all the time. We still have the 74% win rate, but that's any win. Even the days like yesterday where I made $60 because the whole thing. Look what happened with Tesla yesterday. If I look here, we had that full reversal, and that really screws things up. Because he had this thing break above resistance, gets higher, goes up to the next resistance level, then it just dies. The whole day just dies. And those, what I call full reversal days, are pretty tricky. But usually I'm done, but if I'm in the wrong side, like if I think a continuation is going to occur, like if I think I take a short where it looks like there might be a resistance, and then it just pops, and then I don't expect like this downside slope, so if I lose in the beginning and then I'm stuck late and then it rolls over, that's a really bad situation for me. But we barely survived yesterday. I'm looking for a continuation in Tesla, at least the way that this is set up. Let me put a level here, and we'll see how it works. So we made a high, got rejected, retested, failed, broke below, could have, I mean, a possibility is that it could go up here and retest before it fails, but you know, it could either do that or it can break up and above, retest, and then go up higher. So those are the possibilities. Might get a little tricky, and they like to push things on Fridays too. Like if it goes one direction and you think up is too strong or down is too strong, it's just going to keep going. So it's difficult to do any type of bottom bounce or reversal. It just squeezes a lot higher than you think. And then Nvidia, yeah, it's so odd yesterday. We had things all over the place. Certain things went up and then other things went against the overall market trend. The Nvidia, same thing, high, tried to retest the high, couldn't do it, broke below. We're holding the base here. This is the daily base, so it's possible that could still go up. Definitely the close yesterday looks decent because the dump was after hours. What the fuck happened after hours that dumped it? That is a really interesting after hours dump. Was there something on the news? Chip sanctions, but is that really what caused all of this? Okay, so now we didn't get to see this on the daily, and now that this thing happened here, we're gonna have to watch to see if this thing breaks the low, because that is a hell of a dump after hours, and I don't really know quite what did that. So short on Tesla, short on Nvidia, but we're also close to a support level, so you might want to, I don't know, if we get a strong open, we might be able to do it and then be tentative, wanting to get out somewhere around here, or it can get up and above and then break. So it's going to be a little tricky here, but given what we saw yesterday, I'm trying to bet to the downside. And then I'm not even going to touch this one. Dealt with a plane crash after being able to make support and gain levels, and now it's all off the table now. And Google is having a breakout too, and Microsoft, see, that's another thing. So Microsoft actually hit a new high yesterday and now got rejected as well. God damn, what the fuck happened after hours? See, I didn't even pay attention. I know there was the Israel thing, but that happened later. That is a hell of a dump, bro. We got 10 minutes left. The other thing I've been doing is taking my analysis and feeding it into ChatGPT. Reason being is that I can train it slightly on my own strategies, and it can keep a little bit more objective. It parrots a lot of dumb shit, but it can keep sometimes a little bit more objective, or give me somebody that has understanding on my kind of level that I can kind of debate with, and it acts human enough. I mean, you people aren't special at all. You fuckers act like AI most of the time. That's why people are called bots. They regurgitate the same shit anyway. That's why I think humans are done. Looks like Tesla is going to roll over from a reversal yesterday. Or it could bounce. Or it could, let me see here. The other thing is that, you know, we gotta watch this bottom area here, because if it does break it and it's on a Friday, there might be no stopping this thing. I guess we have a bottoming tail here, so I guess we could try to target the bottom of that tail if we really need to. And I guess we could go to hourly and look. So hourly, we got something way down here, or we have this range to take a look at. That's does look like they gained this, so it's going to be kind of tricky. So if you look at here, if you look at this, why do I have the VWAP on there? I put it in every now and then just to see how it really performs, but if you want to take a look at the VWAP, it is above, and it looks like it gained. It could press this area here, so it's a little bit tricky. I have no idea how this drop occurred, but I don't know if it was liquidity grab or something to the news. The only thing I can think of yesterday was that Israel launching strikes, but that was later in the evening. I don't remember any. There was that inflation report that came out in the morning, I think, right? So let's see. ChatGPT says lower high formed near 316, 317. Let's verify that's true. And then he also says price rejected off of the MA, which is true. Support at 312.27. Why did it choose this? So it has this area. I guess if it just means that bar, I wouldn't have counted that. Below that, 310 becomes a lightly magnet and possibly 308 if momentum builds. So 310, yes, we are looking at that area, and 308 would basically blow out that last candle. And if it does that, then there's really nothing until 285. Well, hold on, we got a couple of days of other crap here, right? So we have a leg up here. This is what's dangerous. So usually you have like a liquidity void where, so this thing does break down, and it's possible it just has a leg taking it all the way down. That's going to be crazy if it does that. I guess I'll mark off this spot as like another temporary target, but it could be a very good day if everything goes the way that I want. We have reasons that it can form the way that we are looking at, but you know, we have to wait and see. And it's also dangerous to have a bias, because then you're just only looking for that type of thing to happen. Okay. Got 5 minutes left. I'm just chilling here and give me a second to check on some things. It's interesting. Now I lost, my Rumble stream is not running, but it is running on YouTube, and that's more important because I keep most of my VODs there. Oh, it does work. Let me see. It didn't disconnect, because then you're just only looking for that type of thing. Oh, cool. Damn, that thing held an open connection for quite a while. Interesting. Okay, cool. So I don't have to do anything there. And then Kick, I will have to delete that old VOD, right? Let's see how long they held up. Sorry, I'm not talking about stocks here. I'm just getting ready. Let's see, creator dashboard, studio, yeah, I have to delete the other one. All right, so I'll delete this one. Carry on with what we got. All right, so we're all squared away. We got 4 minutes left. Looking for a rejection on Tesla. Oh, we already got the rejection. I'm looking for a continuation to the downside. Worried about one little level of support, and then have a leg drop off, and they might fuck around with it too. They could have like a chop range and then break through. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna pee and I'll be right back. 3 minutes left. One of the other things I also did was I took a look at all of my losses, and I did analysis and actually ran this through GPT as well, and then fact checked it. So one of the biggest problems that I've had in my trading career is honoring a stop loss, because there's been so many days where I've been able to reverse it, and I have that competitive spirit, so I want to try to reverse it, and I hate just leaving those days. But I went back and I did analysis on all the losses, the type of losses, my comebacks, and I adjusted the stop based off of my ability to do reversing of losses, and what we came up with was 1,500, and I actually hit that ironically in May when I live streamed. But past 1,500 is usually the point of no return that I can't reverse. And if I at least honor that one, it does improve my profits quite a bit, obviously, but it does give me a better sense of how much buffer I have to really reverse things, and that makes me more calm to know that I've done absolutely everything I can do. And that's several years worth of data, so I have that baseline and I'm comfortable with it now. So watch me see if I honor that. Obviously we did last month, but that was unintentional. I was like, oh fuck, I fucked up. But if that happens again today, I just gotta cut, and that's the reason. Alright, going back down to the 1 minute here. Get rid of the pre-market data. Market is on. Okay, mean reversion is up here. And we're doing the same shit as yesterday. Bottom bounce, but I hate... See, you say the fucking trend is your friend, but how do you know how far away it is before it betrays your ass? I mean, the trend is fucking down, but yesterday, if you bought against the trend, then you had a really fucking good day, so... And you don't always know when it's too stretched to run either, because yesterday was a full reversal of everything I lost, and then I lost it again, so... Damn, that's a hell of a bar. Alright. Big ass topping tail, but it loves to blow through that shit and then die. And Nvidia has a really great bar as well, so maybe it does want to retrace. Damn, kind of missed my opportunity. Let's see if it comes back in a little bit. Looks like the market wants to immediately retrace that drop. How many times is it going to be able to do that, though? It gets really annoying. Okay. Well, now Tesla's having some problem. Nvidia was at a much better position, though. If we took a look at the daily on it, you know, it's still above. I don't really want to go against Nvidia, but jeez, man, I hate these reversals here. Either we can wait for it to retest up here, then short it, or we can try scalping longs, because I don't want to be sitting long throughout this whole process. It's the same damn thing as yesterday. It took a while to even trade. We are a bit extended from where I like things, though. So we have a pullback here, bounce off a VWAP, inside bar. I guess maybe this is one of those days you gotta wait 15 minutes. It's funny, earlier this week, I slept through my first alarm, and I actually woke up a half hour late. And when I was able to enter, it was doing a full reversal, so I was actually it actually helped me out to not be available in the open. All right, I'm gonna have to take this and see what happens. All right, let's see if this big thing breaches the high here. It looks like it wants to. Nope, you're not giving me the oomph I need. Yeah. Not pressing through. That one needed a break. NVIDIA's breaking. See if it holds this patch. So is this gonna be our swing low then? That's still going up. God damn. Love it when it goes the direction that it's supposed to be going. When it goes up against the grain, that's when shit goes wrong. Or very right, depending if you can read it well enough. Tesla's still pushing, but what should be stronger is not. I give it a bit, but it's still in a very strong daily position. Even though it's opening below halfway mark of the previous candle. Stupid chop, man. Oh, now we lost this, and I'm gonna have to wait until it gains this shit again if I want to go long. And then even more importantly is the high of this thing. You could always take a risk and just kind of believe this bar will hold. A hell of a topping tail. We're coming right off of strength. The 200 period moving average, if you use that. That's just an overall momentum thing. You don't want to base your entries and shit on it, but right around that area is usually where there's some type of reaction. Okay, I can't go long here, at least until you gain something. What's Tesla doing? Tesla is way up there. Almost gonna do a mean reversion, and we'll have to look to see if there's a short here or if it's just gonna go up for the fuck of it. Looks like the market has swept up and hit something, but this whole thing is making that V-shaped recovery. It is possible to have it make a leg all the way up here, and then we'll see what happens. Might have to sit on our hands a little bit longer than we want to. I like days where I can just get things done in 15 minutes or less, but this one isn't gonna be that one. I would have had to bet long right off the bat. I just don't like any of the setups. Okay, Google maybe, but I like sorry, not Google, Boeing. I added that to my list. Google doing the same type of thing NVIDIA's doing. Oh, Google, shit, that one had a drop off. Okay, we're not gonna look at you anymore. You have damn, my big bets. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, my big bets, shit, that thing really did die off. I just had alerts for when it broke. key areas, and it ain't gonna do it now. Alright, so NVIDIA making a strong tail. Could take a risk here. Definitely don't want this stupid thing to roll over now. It'd be even better if it gains this, so I only put a little bit of shares on it. I'm not gonna look at Tesla unless it gets to a resistance area. I will look at a long for NVIDIA. NVIDIA has quite a distance between its mean reset. Okay, don't make me wrong. Because you're gonna have to gain, and then I can put the rest of you. If you can boost up above and gain this, then I can put the rest of the shares on you, but otherwise I gotta watch. It looks like we're gonna go with NVIDIA. A little bit too early on it, but reading the structure, it seems like it might be okay. You just need to gain this area, and then you're golden. You can see it's reacting to it. The overall market is bulldozing. Let's see if you can gain this area before the market hits its apex area here. Could have taken some profit there, I didn't. But that would have only been like a little pathetic scalp. But I usually do that because I know that there's going to be inside movement that I can buy and sell over and over again to improve my position, but this one I just let go a little bit. Alright, that's not good. Get ready to parachute out. Yeah, this is a topping tail now. Okay, retesting here. Let's see if it breaks, and this is going to be a loss. All right. Big old topping tail there, but Tesla's actually... These motherfuckers! Tesla's holding better than NVIDIA, and NVIDIA's in a better position. Okay, we'll have to wait to see if this is holding or not. Right now it's still fucking around. Alright, hold on. See, this is where it gets tricky, because now... I'll wait till it hits this again. See, it can hit this again and then pull right back, so it's a little bit annoying. Either I go here and then try to scalp here, and then it gets stuck in between this, or we can wait until it gains this, but then we won't have a really good position if it rolls over somehow, even after gaining. 15-minute candle does not look great. It's a little unfortunate. Market's still going up, trying to reach that apex point. Gonna lose it. Market's still pressing up, but NVIDIA's not playing ball. Google holding up better than NVIDIA. So it's not behaving the same as other shit that's on the NASDAQ. I mean, it still has a hold position, but it's a little lower on the igniting bar than the others. But it's definitely fucked if it loses this. It'll probably be down 200 after it if we lose this one. No, we're almost at the first 15-minute candle, so this is not good. It can always do one more liquidity grab too, and then reverse one more time, so we'll see. Oh. Bounds on over to Tesla, hit some type of popping area, but that's not going to be the end of that. I'm going to wait for a mean reversion here, or some type of break. Okay, now we're waiting for the big guy here. Okay, so it went in here, lost. We kind of expected that, so it's still inside of this chop zone range. We're gonna need a wipeout one way or another. I could have grabbed liquidity for a rollover, but then immediately dumped, so that makes me kind of think it still wants to own this. So pressed up into there again, lost. We'll wait for close. That topping tail's not great. Yeah, that's first 15-minute candle. Actually, that 15-minute looks pretty okay. Hasn't really gone anywhere. It's only 39% though. That's one concern. 39% of its ATR. Oh, this is a wrong fucking stock. Jesus. Okay, so no, we're not good. Gotta be careful when you're looking at shit in multiple windows. I wouldn't be able to concentrate if I had a whole bunch of different monitors looking at different things. And I only need 2 time frames, so there's not really... Don't really need a million windows. Alright, this thing's gonna roll over. It breaks. Looks like it wants to break here. That's unfortunate. Why isn't this thing running the way the other things are running? Yeah, I'm gonna exit out early here. Kind of where we left off. We haven't really done much of anything today. It's just... dumb shit. Okay, I guess we sit on hands and this thing, we already gave it an opportunity here and it got rejected, so... Okay, you're breaking out of this one way or another. And for you... you look like a long to me. The Tesla runs wild, so... gotta be Johnny on the spot with that stop if it does actually roll over, but it looks like it still wants to break up. God damn, it moves so erratic. Hard to keep my position on that. I'm just trying to reduce losses so we can get down to a good baseline. It does look like it wants a break though, but it is being stubborn. Still going up against the grain when you're doing this, but it happens. You saw how much of one single bar in this thing moves. Alright, we're just gonna have to have faith here. Still a low moving day, and we're still below 50% of the range that these things are able to move on. Yeah, that's a break up higher, secure some gains, pull back, add something, or if it keeps running, we'll let it run. So gain that area, it broke up and above. I want it to retest on the next candle, not right here. I guess there's some riffraff here that it has to deal with as well, so could be possible resistance, but I'm using the gain here instead of that high, but it could be choppy around that block. Okay, it did pull back in, so let's see what happens here. Okay, she still wants to go. I'm being cautious today because it's been so shitty. It's gonna be a low wind, very low wind day. If it is a win, because I could always go a little bit too aggressive somewhere where it doesn't work out. Nvidia's still in the shithole. Okay, Nvidia broke something. Close. Okay, prove me. Shit, failure to launch. This thing's cost me today. Tesla ran and it was in a worse spot. Fuck. Didn't gain, but it did break. Damn. 15-minute still has a possibility, but that's a hell of a 1-minute warning here. I'm gonna have to look at my broker statement after this to really get a gauge on where I'm at because of transaction fees. Not commissions, but transaction fees with buying and selling. And then I'm still down because of Nvidia, but Tesla helped us stay in the game. Well, shit, I'm gonna have to wait for you to break through this crap again, huh? MQ still wants to go higher. Alright, buddy. Gonna have to reassess my day if this loses. Alright, we wait. Below average, but you can't really trust volume because they can move things with no volume or barely move it with high volume. All that matters is last sale. That's why I don't trust VWAP. But I do like to bring it into, when people talk in the background, I like to bring it in and kind of debate internally about where things are going. Still holding on that inside bar here, but it could crash at any time. We do see a pullback in the NQ, so let's see if NVIDIA is just one of those failures to launch. Yeah, it looks like I'm fucked on it. The good thing is that if it also breaks that low here, it has to break this low. If we can break this low, then it might be a short today. Speaking of the Twitch. Alright, I'm gonna take this and see what happens. Didn't break it though, I was a little bit too early. Tough day for me, man. The shit didn't launch when it was should've. Got rejected. Made a lower low here, but now it's fighting against this area. I should have waited for a complete break, because it's still inside of a chop zone. This is the same shit that happened last time we were fucking trading. The only difference is I still have room. Okay, you're gonna have to break down hard or I'm gonna flatten because I don't want you to creep, and then explode. I'm gonna have to leave Tesla as is because we already made money on it and I'm trying to play NVIDIA. The thing is, it hasn't had a mean reversion. It's been quite a drop off, so I mean, it still looks bullish. And it still might get killed on this short, and then we'll have to reassess the day on what we can do. We need a decisive break, so we made a low here. And we lost that chop block range we're trying to hold. Well, the top part of it. We need this to break decisively. If we lose this one, then we have to stop out. I gotta watch. Might get me. The stock has barely moved today. Same fucking shit. How am I, in the last few streams, getting in with these chop zone days? Now, I try to stream around the 15th of each month, so the 15th is on a weekend. So I picked this day. I could have picked Monday, too. Right around that 15th. And it's just gonna be a tough month for me. False breaks higher. Black Swan events. Delayed rollovers. Alright, you piece of shit, come on. Barely moved today, come on. Alright, now begins the process of recovery. Need something more decisive here, babe. This is not it. Very tentative still. It could still launch. It hasn't had an expansion bar. Just trying to keep things in a way that I can actually recover from, so that's why I'm taking these little scalps. Okay. Now we have this, but it's not quite broken below the low here. Still flirting. Now, if you can take out the open, that'd be really strong. And then maybe we'll be able to get a bounce around here. And we probably will as well, because we had a pretty strong trend until yesterday. Damn. So we didn't have a breakdown there. We actually bounced, so I gotta cut it. Look how fast that was. I cut as fast as possible and it still jilted up to $700 in losses. See how fast that shit is? I flattened as soon as I could see it. That fill was horrid. Oh god. Did you see that shit? We got that recorded. I mean, I even did it on the initial candle. As soon as this hit, and then when I flattened it, fuck. Let's see if that's a liquidity sweep or if it's actually going to be a trend changer, because that was a hell of a liquidity sweep. It definitely took out some stops there. That's what makes this shit brutal. We're down 560 right now. That's fucking brutal, dude. That thing, I mean, I knew that we were in trouble here, and I flattened, but this thing rocketed. We didn't really know how it was going to close until it closed, and then the very next thing, they ran it up. That is brutal. And then we have a high here. Man, that was a liquidity sweep, motherfuckers. We gotta see if there's any strength to the downside going forward. See how treacherous this shit is. Damn. Same thing with Tesla. That'd be a lot worse if I was playing Tesla to the downside, but it had a stronger open. So now I am stuck. Needs to break this low. Man, that was brutal. Holy crap. That was a hell... damn, they must have filled me at the absolute worst point, because that is shit. I'm gonna have to review that tape. This week's PA has been shit, yeah. Why isn't your shit, my stream chat's not working. The last message I have is Phil saying you're good now, but I can see it on the screen. I can see that you're chatting. Sorry, I missed your messages because they aren't showing up on my console. Twitch is fucked for me. This week's PA has been shitty. There's news at 7 a.m. Maybe it's waiting. And then you laughed, and I laughed, because that was bullshit. This liquidity sweep is kind of crap. Sorry I missed you, Killjoy. Yeah, for some reason Twitch is being weird, like it wasn't even showing my video footage, but I can see it. I'm on... Am I even live? It's like a black screen again. But I think YouTube's working. YouTube's working, alright. Well, I only care about YouTube's for the VOD, but you guys can't see what the fuck I'm doing. It says I'm live, but I don't think the video footage is working. It wasn't earlier. That's just really weird. And I was able to play it on, I was able to play it on my mobile phone, but now I can't. So there's something going on with my own thingy. It's just a black screen again. Wow, this thing really fucked me, man. Shit, I can't do anything today. Now we have Tesla possibly... God damn, this is tough shit to read here. So it still has a overhead resistance area. It's probably gonna die off in the afternoon. Barely got anywhere. It's still less than 50% of its range. Sorry if you can't see it on Twitch, but YouTube, it's working. And I don't really want to stop the recording again. Might be an early exit for me today if I can't. There was an outage yesterday on all major platforms. I was streaming yesterday. I didn't have a problem. Fuck, this is all inside today. Yeah, the 15-minute launch point. And now you're just stuck in a really tight range. There comes NVIDIA retrying that low. Alright, fucker, don't liquidity grab me, bro. You have a lot to fucking answer for. I might just purposely end my day if this doesn't work here. Because this is, there's no real momentum anywhere. We're still inside of a range. Even though I have room to give, I might just come back in the afternoon because I can't play this. No break again, keeps pushing up. Again, I was a little bit too early. This is the same shit that happened in March and May, or yeah, March and May when we were streaming. Needs an extension. The problem is, yeah, it's stuck between the 200 and the 15, so I have no idea if it's gonna break lower and then reverse again, or it's just gonna break lower, run to target, and then reverse. I don't know what the fuck this thing is doing. It does have a daily strength area here, but it's like right in the middle, not doing anything, and it couldn't gain this. We tried multiple times. It's flirting with breaking this, but it grabbed liquidity before, I mean, we were liquidity because we had to stop out. Now it's still stuck here. Now, on a long-term thing, you could have just said, oh, put your stop above the high, but it ran it a couple of times, and it still might break it at this point. But we're just getting squeezed in the middle. And every time it looks like it's gonna break, it doesn't. Alright, I'm gonna have to wrap this up then. We're not at our stop loss, but I don't see anything that I can possibly do right now. Have to, like, come back in an hour or so, but that's not gonna be very interesting. So went up there again. Obviously the trend is low, but it's also a little bit extended, so, you know, like I said, the trend is your friend, but it kind of is wishy-washy. Okay, we need a big break, and it has to be a decisive break. We can still have a fairly good day, but it needs to run. It needs to break the low here. I think I want to wrap it up with one more loss, just regardless, because this is just a shit day. I can just preserve capital for Monday. Okay, encouraging signs. Can still have a very good day if it runs down and retests an actual support point. This motherfucker, this fucking candle, these goddamn you know who's. Motherfucker. Alright, come into my belly. Assholes. Oh, I see. Now I see why I wasn't. Oh, you're on kick. I didn't realize that. Shit, just till now. Alright, run, bitch. So you lost the open. Now, are you going to retest the open, or are you going to run it down a little bit further, then retest the open, and then confirm? Fucking asshole. What a goddamn... See, this is when you know it's real, when I'm yelling at this fucking bullshit right there. Fucking Christ, man. Look at this. This is fucking picture perfect fucking liquidity grab. I was somebody's bitch for a whole minute. Alright, break or not? If you don't break, I might take a little bit more off the top here because I don't want you to do a retest right there. Okay, there we go. Run it all the way to target, you shit fucker. And even then, I'm not gonna be profitable. Fuck. I'm gonna have to get a bottom bounce into mean reversion to profit today. Put a lot of shares in here and I took some profits, but then when they ran it, I couldn't. They filled me so horribly on that. It was so fast. I'm so glad I got that on video, because that shit happens. Well, if anyone's looking on Twitch and only hears my audio, then you can watch it on YouTube or Kick, and those are working. I only really care about the YouTube one because it saves that history archive. So I have almost all of my day trade recordings on there. A lot of them are hidden because when I was doing it while working, I think I might have doxed some shit. I have to go back and re-listen to some of those before I publish them. I published the very first one, the one from September 1st, 2002. Alright, this thing's still holding here. I need it to have one more break. I don't want it to retest right now, but it could. Could retest the open. I'm getting hesitant, and I kind of want to at least take half of my shares off the table. Okay, you need to break this low right now, man. I have a good position, but I also don't want to give too much back in a possible reversal situation that they might just spike to spiteful. I mean, there's nothing here. I guess you could argue the open has a little bit of something, but it's not like a major level. Alright, this thing's starting to hold here. I'm getting ready to at least cut half of this. NQ's still on a reversal trend. It dropped a little bit, but it's still within inside that initial igniting bar, and I'm looking for NVIDIA to roll over here. It's got to break that low, otherwise it still looks like it's down. It still looks like it might break, but I have to wait for that break. Come on, baby, break that low. Yeah, foosh. Let's look at the time and sales. I can't read that shit. I can read level 2's better. Okay, it looks like we're gonna break. Speak of the devil. Okay, we're gonna run this thing to target, then we're gonna have to reassess what we want to do with our lives, because we took a pretty big loss off the open there. Or not off the open, but just this range. Tesla kept us in the game. Tesla we were profitable on, because it was a little bit stronger, but NVIDIA did not do the breaking that it should have done, and then it grabbed liquidity, thinking that, I mean, trying to fool me, and it did fool me. What are we at now? We are at plus $63, so we reverse our loss, but this is not going to be one of those, oh, mom, I made money today type of situations. This is going to be a survival day. We've already lost the best part of the move. I want to see this thing retest here, maybe grab liquidity a little bit, and then run back up, because we still have to do the mean reversion. This isn't a special day by any means, so I do want to see this thing kind of... Yeah, I don't know if it's going to reverse here or is it going to go lower. I want to hit this ATR target first. I do have a pretty damn strong position, but I'm barely in the profit, so if it bounces, I'm going to be a little bit negative. And I'm negative right now. $1 in the hole, man. This has just been a real pain in the ass month so far. The very first day was amazing. The very first trading day made over $2,000, and then it just sputtered. And then I took a couple of losses. Max stop outs. Okay, so the question is it gonna retest up here? I kind of want to take half my size off. Let's see what happens here. If it gains a second candle, I'm gonna do it. $30 seconds left. God, this thing really ruined our day. If this didn't happen, we'd be $400 profitable. Alright, need a breakdown, or we're gonna have to cover out, perhaps. What was the ATR? Did I even mark it yesterday? Yeah, so this moved 100%. This moved its entire range yesterday. Let's hope that it does at least 70%. We're now at 52, which is a good midway point of deciding which direction to go, especially this late in the day. I don't want it to do a retest right now, but it might. I want this thing to be a leg down. The other thing that sucks is that we've lost so much time that it might just be a grindy day. It might be separated into two different points. I might do this morning part and then come back in the afternoon and try to do a mean reversion balance play, which happens most of the time, but it didn't happen this month on Tesla when they had that dump. That Elon Musk and Trump argument. That one just dropped off and kept dropping. Alright, so it didn't gain that candle, so we're looking at this to be a continuation of this leg. Let's let this son of a bitch go. Okay. NQ has lost that initial candle. Almost profitable on Nvidia, so you guys got to see that shit. I like having that on video so you can see how psychologically I performed during those situations. Obviously, I cried like a bitch when that liquidity candle happened, but give me a little. Alright, you sack of shit, fuck, motherfucker. Go and tag target. You're right around the daily support level. If you turn green, I'm canceling you. Because right now I'm positive for the day. Alright, fuck it, that's too much of a tail. Let me have a mental reset. So we are positive now. We're up $200. We survived what could have been a massive stop loss if it broke above again, but it didn't. It might have another... It might break this low, but we're also right around a daily level. So I don't know if it's gonna grab liquidity. It probably will grab some support buyers there and then run up higher. But I already took out the bulk of my position, so I'm not gonna be able to get too much out of this. I'm not gonna put in full size again right at the bottom for it to reverse on me. But we're out of, I mean, we made a couple $100 in the first hour, so that's good, but we're running out of that volume room. Okay, let me take a little bit of a risk here, see what happens. I think it does want to break the low here. That doesn't look indicative of, could be wrong. So it looks like it wants to break the low. Let's see. Even if I lose this trade, we're still going to be up because we already made money in Tesla. I am trying to break even in Nvidia, but I want to see if it gets one more low. It looks like it doesn't want to, so I'm going to have to wait for a reset up there. Alright, we're going to lose a trade with low size, so we're still going to be profitable. Let's give it a minute to flesh out. Could be another box. See where this one closes. Okay, let's see you eat that green. Holding in the upper area of that chop block. Could be accumulation, but we'll see if accumulation fails. We're still really close to that daily thing, but I think they want to sweep that daily area. Alright, let's see what happens here. Not getting the sweep that I want. Give me one more low here. I might wrap it up for now. Okay, give me that target. Hit target for me, baby. 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 So we're doing a sweep of the daily support level now. There we go. Finisher candle here. Just a little further, man. Tap it, and then we're done. Tap it. Tap the... You bag of shit. That's fine. We're making our money. We already made our money on it, but I want to hit that. I want that 2%. Hit it, and I'm done. And we'll call us a winning stream. Okay. All right, you sacks of shit. You got to see pretty interesting. Wait a minute. Let me refresh here. I'm not really happy with our gains, though. Kind of pathetic. So I'm not really done. But now things get a little bit more dangerous because they really sideways chop their way to where they are. Well, I wanted to be done, but we didn't have enough gains, so I'm gonna have to keep going. I mean, I could always do that in the afternoon, but I kind of wanted to do it on camera, because I don't do this very often. I want to see Tesla break the low at this point. Okay, first you got the open. Let's see how you behave around the open. I'm guessing you want to break it and then bounce. Because this means nothing. There's nothing here. The real bounce area is down here, so this is shit. So it's just fucking around. Okay, we need an expansive bar. God damn, they really held the shit down tight this morning. So basically the first half hour of shit was bullshit, and we were caught in bullshit. Why it's hard to trade and work at the same time, because sometimes the moves don't happen right in the first 30 minutes when you gotta get ready and then drive your ass down to the office and sit in your fucking cubicle. And then once you actually get that break, you're in your car looking at your cell phone and you're pissed off. And you weren't there to execute on it. Hopefully you're stuck in traffic though and you're not actually driving 60, looking at your cell phone, being pissed off about the market. So we're waiting for this thing to break the open. Open is really hesitant to do so. Might have another fake out before it does it. I'm hoping that it continues, but that was a hell of an open that this thing put out. But there's nothing here, man. If I, oh, there it goes. If I open this shit up... Oh, damn it, it is bouncing right now. If I open this shit up, this is all garbage until down there. So to gain this, I guess maybe you could argue that this might be a gain. We'll see. Sometimes levels are a lot more clear after the fact. It's bouncing a little bit. Still betting on this rolling over, but Tesla likes to fuck around. You still always have to be wary because even if you think it's gonna still roll over, it'll always gain and surprise you, and then you're just fucked. Gotten a strong reaction from the NQ. Let's see how it behaves here. Alright, I gotta cut it. Shit. That trade didn't work. It looked like it was going to. Still up over 200, but that set us back a little bit. I don't like to end it this low of gains, but I might have to come back in the afternoon because it might chop around. So we're getting the bounce. Let's see if it retests up here and then drops off or it actually gains it. So this is a really tight range day. Now Boeing was actually a smooth move, relatively. Because you could have held that high here. It didn't try to sweep up higher. It didn't take you out. The interesting thing about Tesla is that it'll be a full reversal if it actually breaks that 15, because it did a 15-minute bar, it broke the high of it, so then if it breaks the low of the initial 15-minute bar after it already broke the high, then that'd be a full reversal, which it still could do. But it is fighting like fucker. And then with Nvidia, what do we got? No, it didn't go anywhere, so it lost its first 15-minute candle. It could still roll over again, so it's weaker than Tesla for sure. This thing already hit target, but I think it might want to go lower. So it's just a matter of how much you're willing to risk here. NQ is going up, but this thing hasn't even been paying attention to what the NQ has been doing. Alright, let's see what happens here. I don't want to give too much back after that fight that we had. Of course, that happened anyway. Any winning day is better than a losing day, so if I have to, I will just completely cut it off and just say, okay, $100. Because right now we're just getting into this mean-ass chop. And a possible bounce situation, too. I've been to the downside because it usually doesn't win just one initial drop. It takes a couple of times lingering around, but it looks like it is running. Alright, I gotta cut this. Alright, so what are we getting out of today? 80 bucks. Damn, this has been a tough day, man. I wanted to have it roll over one more time, but it doesn't usually bounce off of just one test. Usually it takes a couple of them, but this one is just running now. It's just going to be a tough day, so I think I might actually just wrap it up here, because I'll have to come back in the afternoon, because it is just going to be giving back shit while it's not going anywhere. So that's unfortunate, that last trade on Nvidia. I was hoping for that area that it lost to be a resistance mark, but it broke through it pretty easily, and now NQ is bouncing hard, so if this does a 15-minute takeout, this might actually be the low. Might just be a choppy day. Well, at least we can end positive, but it's going to be nothing. So I'm going to have to hope for better days next week. But we survived that liquidity pull. I would like to end positively in Nvidia, but we gave too much back there, unfortunately. I did not expect this to just break through this like it wasn't even there. The other thing we can do is, if this is actually going to be the bottom for the day, I'll typically look for the mean reversion, so the 15-minute, 20-period moving average. I'll look for the price return to it from whatever position that it's in. So this is going to be the bottom, and I'm looking for it to touch this at some point. But it could be tricky because it could always roll over lower and then kind of chop around and wait for it to touch it. But it does touch it 90% of the time. So that's the other play to do. But this bounce is really strong. I mean, it just hit the target and then it bounced. It didn't linger. And then I held that short a little too long. I was hoping this thing would roll over here, but you can see how fast that happened. But even a small win is a pretty good one after what we went through, so I'm totally fine with that. Let me refresh. Actually, we made 63, not 80. Yeah. Tough one, man. Definitely a 7 on the 7 out of 10 on the annoyance level. Maybe even 8. See, this is what I wanted to see, something like this where it taps and then it rolls over just a little bit more and then it bounces, but we didn't get that in NVIDIA. It just rocketed, but that was a daily. But sometimes it still sorts around here, but it really ran. Boeing's starting to recover. Google is actually running. Damn, and that was in the worst spot there was. Microsoft hit a new high yesterday, tried to reach it again, couldn't. Just a really compressed Friday. Those are pretty dangerous because in the afternoon they might run it. Well, I'm not a fan of only having tiny gains on stream, but given what we went through, I might have to call it good on a Friday. But the last couple of days have been shit. It's still a profitable month, but you know, just being profitable is easy, but making enough to keep the engine going is a lot more difficult. Because I could show you my broker statements and yeah, I'm making money, but you could have been doing a lot of other different things with less risk. But I'm still looking for some breakthrough month. We had it in February, but March was difficult, unfortunately. Wow, this thing is reversing right now really strong. So you had a leg down, then you had a leg up, then you had a severe pullback, and then you have another whipsaw action. This is shit. Right around the failure level. Could lose the last 60. You want to lose the last $60 on a failed attempt? See what we got here. That was a hell of a pop up. So this would be a perfect way of retesting and dropping back down here. Okay, show me what you got here. This is gonna break. It should drop here. Should do a reset before going higher. At least somewhere around here. It doesn't have to do it right then and there. Could be wrong. That 15-minute candle is really strong. But it popped up without having much trouble. Right up into the last level it lost. Actually, I can't even play this in the afternoon because I have an appointment at 11:30. So I'm not going to be able to do a afternoon move, so I might just have to be happy with what I've got. This is just going to be a shit day. Because the volume's going to drop off, or the movement's going to drop off in about half an hour from now, and then it's going to be a lunchtime period, and then you have the last couple of hours that you get some movement, but I'm going to miss part of it, so shit, I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything else today. Okay, doing another retest here. And Q still in that shadow of that candle. We started a new 15-minute candle. Didn't quite eclipse the last one, so I want to see a little bit of a pullback, and then it probably will continue the uptrend today and do a mean reversion. Okay, let's see if this works out. This fucking stock is gonna give me Ligma. Leg up to leg down. It might find support somewhere in that middle box, because it did... I mean, somewhere around here it probably might bounce, but let's see how far it goes. As you were. Alright, let's get our money back in NVIDIA and then call it good again. Son of a bitch. This day is not going. We've got McDonald's. And we're gonna have to be happy with McDonald's. Because now the dollar menu's become the $100 menu. Oh, we're gonna end the day positive, and damn it, this thing. Ugh. Looks like the damn screen still doesn't work in Twitch. What a piece of shit that. I guess it runs most of the time, right? Alright, is this gonna be the bounce area or not? And I don't have enough conviction to even go anywhere, to even add a large size anywhere. I mean, the biggest moves are done. We got our ass kicked in the morning and we recovered. We have a little bit of profit, and now it's just gonna linger here, man. I don't feel like dumping a shit ton of shares on anything. Pathetic today. Yeah, shit, fucking Twitch does not work. I see some people streaming, but it's not working for me. It was working earlier, and then it, now it's not. Alright, we're recovered in NVIDIA. So we're positive in NVIDIA, we're positive in Tesla, but barely any gains. The Twitch recording isn't working, but it is on all the other platforms, so I gotta figure that shit out. Unfortunately, this is just gonna be a small day. So 150. Gave some back, unfortunately, but it was worth a try. Because I hate just that little bit. Alright, people, I guess we're gonna wrap it up. You got to see some pretty crazy shit, though. This was an inside range play. I wanted it to roll over earlier because we had that gap down into an already retested area. So, whatever. Where we're gonna wrap it up then. I gotta see what the hell happened with Twitch. Because some people are still streaming, so I don't know. I might run a test stream and then delete it right after this. Alright, people, that's it. We're gonna wrap it up as a win. Kind of a pathetic stream, but I do not feel confident taking any large positions anywhere right now. Barely survived. We wasted the most of the day. Alright, Killjoy, thanks for stopping by. Hope you learned something, but probably not. Because these are one of those... I mean, these days happen where it's just these fucking... either inside bars, or they linger forever, and they... liquidity grab you when it looks really good, and then it ends up going the direction you were thinking it was going to go anyway. Because that fucking that damn Nvidia thing, that... I mean, I exited right here. As soon as this candle closed, I flattened, but the next candle, they shot it up, and I got filled at the top, even though I did that market order, man. They really fucked me there. God, and we got that on camera, too. Friend is your friend, right? Jesus, fuck me, man. And you had to take that... It broke through that resistance area that I was looking for, like, a long, and then they immediately collapsed it after they did that. So that was bullshit, dude. Alright, well, we're positive. That's good. Now I gotta figure out why Twitch doesn't work, so I'll see you guys later. You might see me online playing Mario Kart as a test stream. And get Twitch. Alright, bye-bye.